You are entering a location next to a designated zone across the street from an area called time, space, and alternate reality. You may find yourself asking questions like, where did he acquire such a cool power-up? How do I get to that secret bonus level? And when will they release a new nifty hat for me? There are many of these questions, and we will do our best to answer as many of them as we can, as Aperture Gaming is proud to present the DLC Zone. Greetings, fellow test subjects. Test subject 1337 here for Aperture Gaming. They make it, we test it, you play it. And welcome to the DLC Zone. This is a very special DLC zone. DLC Zone. Why? Because we are double dipping. When they announced the game, you could, if you pre-ordered it, you could play based on where you pre-ordered it. If you pre-ordered it early, you could unlock the Harley Quinn story, and you could also get the Red Hood story. So, for today's DLC, we are double dipping, and we are going to review both of those story DLCs. Why? Well, they're short. Yes, both DLCs are short, but technically, you get what you pay for. If you did pre-order it, then technically both of these, I'd say, would be free. Now, like in the previous video, I said we would not be covering the new Batman skins, because, yeah, with the previous Batman games, the skins didn't really do anything. So, yeah. So, with that underway, let us review the Harley Quinn story. This is part of the Arkham City storylines, and you can find both of these on the main menu of the game. And this first one, it takes place after the events of Arkham City, and for those of you who are in the know, after the events of the DLC Harley Quinn's Revenge. The episode opens. It takes place at the Bloodhaven prison, and Harley Quinn is there. She is in communication with the Penguin. The objective is that she is to break out Poison Ivy as part of Scarecrow's plan to take over Gotham and destroy the Batman once and for all. Or same plot, different day. Now, this DLC, it's fairly short. It only consists of 3 missions. And, okay, so it's short and it could probably be done in 10 minutes or less. But hey, it's free, so you get what you pay for. Harley Quinn, you actually, you get to play as her. She has a different outfit. Here's what she is prominent with her fists and feet. Her stun weapon is a baseball bat. And since Batman has his utility belt, she can only carry a few things. She has 3 items. She has a laughing gas. She has a exploding jack-in-the-box. And I think she has and she throws a grenade that fires out confetti that actually ties up her opponents. Yeah, so that's her combat ability. Here's what now while Batman has detective vision in his cowl, here's what you see the world regularly, but then you have something where it's psychotic vision. The world goes black with lots of red, and you see all this writing everywhere. It's like, well, basically, to keep in mind, you are playing from the perspective of a complete lunatic. You see all this writing everywhere, like Mr. J will be proud, or I love Mr. J, no bats allowed, or I miss Mr. J and I am so alone. So here's what, it's interesting because we're actually getting a perspective about Harley before she became Harley Quinn. And while the game plays on, you actually do hear an internal dialogue between her current self and her professional past self. So it's kind of interesting. The end of the events of City and Harley Quinn's Revenge have taken a toll on both her and, as seen in the main game, on the city itself for the power struggle of what's going to happen now. So it's only 3 parts. You go into the prison, you fight outside of the prison, you go into the prison, and then you have the final fight in the basement of the prison to try to rescue Ivy. And it's pretty good. Now, here's what. There's one area where you have to sneak around and try to take out guards, but Harley, she doesn't do quiet. She has no stealth, silent takedowns. All of her takedowns are very noisy. And as another factor, she has like some kind of blitzkrieg berserker rage mode, where if you build up her meter enough, like she does have the instant takedown button, but as combat goes on, she builds up another meter, where when you activate it, she goes completely crazy and is able to take out almost any opponent in one hit. At the end of the DLC, you actually encounter Nightwing. So you get to fight him. So I don't think the Blitzkrieg Rage works on him. It's a pretty good story. It shows what Harley is doing after the events of the game, so it is keeping consistency with the series. And it's, sure it is short, but hey, it's fun. It's free if you bought the game or pre-ordered it, so yeah, I liked it. And it was interesting playing from her perspective. Oh, and also instead of using like a grappling hook to clamp onto stuff, she just does gymnastics, like she does a flip, jump, 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 grab, jump, grab. Yeah, so it's interesting playing as Harley, because, I mean, we did have the Joker at one point, and he couldn't do the whole jump onto scaffolds and stuff. And you did have the X-ray glasses, which you had to hold down to turn on and take off. So it's an interesting new way to play. So we here at Aperture Labs, we give the Harley Quinn story a solid 10 out of 10. And now, the Red Hood. Now, the Red Hood story, we think it takes place around the same time as Harley. It's either right after the events of Arkham City and Harley Quinn's revenge, or it's some point in between there and the start of the events for Arkham Knight. The Red Hood is a mercenary. Let's see. He's a vigilante, only he's the extreme opposite spectrum of Batman. While Batman has the no-kill code, Red Hood doesn't seem to have that problem. It's also a three-part story. The story being that Black Mask is running firearms and selling them throughout the city. And as the Red Hood, it is your job to stop him and run him out of town. Red Hood, he has fists and feet for his weapons, but he also has like a rope kick attack for his utility belt, a flashbang grenade, and this is where the DLC gets its M mark. He actually uses firearms. Yeah, while he'll punch and kick, he'll use firearms to take out his enemies for cover, and he does have... And sometimes for him to officially take out an enemy, he actually will knock them down and then finish them with a shot. He will actually shoot his opponent while on the ground. So yes, this is very extreme, and it is... Well, this game is rated M, so is the DLC, so... Please game and play responsibly. The story is divided into 3 missions. You first find out about the gun running, and that's where you train. Secondly, you have to sneak around to run his crew out. Now here's the thing, unlike Harley, he actually does have silent takedowns. Because, well, for the rest of his combat, it is noise-based, and you are using firearms without any silencers, so, yeah. It's kind of weird playing a Batman character that actually uses guns. It's a little weird. It'd be like if you were, I don't know, allowed to play as Deadshot. But yes, there are some stealth takedowns, so yeah, it works for that. And then the third part is, it is you versus Black Mask. And it's a pretty interesting story. I mean, by the end you have to wonder who is left or who will be left, and who will be in Gotham City by the time the Arkham Knight shows up. Will Red Hood be there? Will Black Mask somehow make a miraculous return? I don't know. It's pretty good. One thing that I found a little weird was how Harley, she had her gymnastics, but for the Red Hood, he actually had a grappling gun, so I'm not sure if he got that from Batman, if that was part of his natural utility equipment already, or if it was just a way for the writers to give him a way to move around. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. The grappling gun thing seemed a little odd to me. And, of course, the fact that while he did have the silent takedown, the rest of his moves were very loud and could attract guards. Oh, one of the factors was, well, almost all in the second round, a lot of the guards had firearms. Some of them were actually armored up, so even though you had firearms, they were bulletproof, so they couldn't go down that way. So overall, for the Red Hood story pack, we at Aperture Labs, we give it a solid 9 out of 10. Yeah, both these DLCs, you can play them back to back. It would take you less than 20 minutes to play them both. Both are fun, both are free. Yeah, it's great. Well, they're free because, A, if you pre-ordered it, and depending on which store you picked it up from, that's where you got them from. If you have to pay for it, I'm sorry about that, but since I didn't have to pay for it, I don't know. All I know is at some point I had a gift card for the PlayStation Store, so I now have access to the Season Pass. If as other stuff comes out, I will figure out the prices, and I will tell you about those DLCs because, well, Until next time, this has been Aperture Gaming, test subject 1337, saying thank you for watching. This has been the DLC Zone. Thank you for watching, and game on.